I have people asking me all the time now as they're tracking this coverage. This is in emails, texts, phone calls, comments on our comment board, asking how a lot of this evidence actually supports the government's case. And I've said it before, I'm not sure how the government thinks a lot of this evidence supports their case. I'm scratching my head about that as well. But one of the things that I think is really interesting, and I've talked about this quite a bit before, especially in the articles that I've written for NewsBud and Boiling Frogs Post, I think judicial transparency is a huge issue in this country. And I think this case is a great example of the issues that we have in this country with judicial transparency, because most people simply don't know what's going on in the judicial system. Most people don't know what's going on in this case. There's very little media coverage of this case. There are some media outlets, including some mainstream media outlets in Oregon that are covering the case, including Oregon Public Broadcasting and the Oregonian and Oregon Live, but very few other mainstream media outlets are doing so. Some have kind of included an article saying the trial is starting. They'll probably have another article at the end saying what the outcome was, but there's virtually no one else that is trying to give people who really want to follow the case and know what's going on any way to do that. I've suggested that there's really no reason why a case like this shouldn't be live streamed to a website where anyone and everyone can go and follow the case, follow the proceedings, see what's going on, see what the witnesses are saying, how they're saying it, observe what the judge is doing, see what the attorneys are doing, what they're saying. Then people don't need to rely on my commentary. They don't need to rely on my opinions and what I'm saying. They don't need to rely on the opinions of other reporters. That's kind of the day and age that we live in, but our judicial system continues to be enshrouded in secrecy and mystery to such an extent that no one can even take a picture, not only in the courtroom itself, but not even in the courthouse. So we have to rely on these artists' renderings of what's going on in the courtroom. And my position is I just don't see any real justification for that at this point in time. I think it would be in everyone's best interest if we could just see what's going on. It's the same argument for transparency in law enforcement. It's the same argument for dash cams and body cams. The same reason we should have cameras in the courtroom recording what's going on and allow the public to see for themselves. Then it could remove a lot of the doubt and discussion about all of this. We'll talk more about that later.